Thank you, Scott. Today I'm going to talk about the dynamic redeployment problem in shared transportation systems to counter the congestion or starvation of resources at certain base stations. So this work is done jointly with Pradeep Haragantam from Singapore Management University, Yosuri from Smart Lab, and Patrick from MIT. Bike sharing systems becomes very popular in recent past with more than 700 active systems over the world, and almost 300 systems are in planning stage. The major reason behind this huge popularity is that it provides an attractive alternative transportation systems to deal with the major concerns such as traffic congestion or high carbon emission rate that is caused due to the extensive uses of the private vehicles. In bike sharing system, a few hundred stations are scattered throughout the city, and a user can pick up or drop off their bikes from any designated station. Due to the uncoordinated movement of the customers, there is often the system gets imbalance, or the stations are either empty or full. So this figure shows an aggregated number of instances when the stations got empty or full in a popular bike sharing company. So it shows that almost on an average almost 600 times stations got empty or full during the day. Due to this starvation, this starvation causes a significant number of loss in customer demand. So this loss demand can have two undesirable effects. First, it can increase the carbon emission rate as the people can resort to their own private mode of transportation, and second, it can reduce the revenue of the agency. So our goal is to redeploy the idle vehicles by using some sort of carriers to avoid this problem. Due to its growing popularity, this problem has been addressed by a wide range of literature, and we can categorize them into three threads. First thread of research have done this static redeployment. That means they have done the redeployment at the end of the day. But even with that kind of redeployment, we can find a lot of lost demand during the day. The second thread of research is the dynamic redeployment. So they have converted this problem into a matching problem of producer and consumer stations. But unfortunately, they didn't consider the routing constraint for the carriers. So they have assumed that redeployment can be done at any point of time, which is not an valid assumption. And the third thread of research is they have done this myopic or online redeployment by estimating the future demand for suppose next 30 minutes or so, and they have solved this problem using the rolling horizon framework. But unfortunately, even with those kind of myopic redeployment can be performed very poorly in reality, as it does not consider the future demands. So to solve this problem effectively, we need to consider the routing constraint for the carriers, as well as we need to consider the multi-step future expected demand. So here our contribution lies. So we first provide we first provide an MILP or mixed integer linear programming formulation to jointly consider the routing and redeployment problem, and then but unfortunately this MILP was very hard to solve. So we provide two approach based on the decomposition and abstraction to improve the scalability. Okay, so now this DRRB can be compactly defined with these following tuples. So here we have a set of station S and a set of carrier V. Each station has its own capacity C hash, and carriers has their own capacity C star. D hash denote the initial distribution of bikes in the stations, and D star denotes the initial distribution of bikes in each carrier, and sigma denotes the initial distribution of the carriers, and finally F is the demand that we have estimated from the historical data, and R is the reward that we can get from the bike jobs, and finally P is the penalty for the routing cost for the carriers. So with that input, our goal is to find a redeployment policy Y That means how many bike we should pick up or drop off from each station in each time step, as well as we need to find the routing strategy for the carriers, which is denoted by Z. And our final goal is to maximize the overall revenue of the agency. It has two parts. That means we want to increase the satisfied customers, that will give us more revenue, and as well as we want to minimize the routing cost for the carriers. Okay, so let me first define this MILP formulation in short. So our objective is to, as I have said, our objective is to maximize the revenue, and it has two parts. The first part is the revenue that we got from the bike jobs. So here XTKSS dot define the actual number of bikes that is going from station S to S dot at time T, and that has been booked for K time step. And the next part of the objective is the routing cost that we want to minimize. The first constraint says that is the flow preservation constraint for the bikes in the stations. So we have calculated the number of bikes that is present at any station at time T plus 1. That is nothing but the bikes present in that station in the previous time step plus the net incoming flow in that station plus the net number of redeployment bikes that we have redeployed in that station. The next now, if the supply of demand, if the supply of bikes is less than the demand, then a subset of the customer can only be served. So this constraint says that the actual number of satisfied customer can be is proportional to the flow that we have observed from the data. Next constraint is the flow preservation constraint for the of the vehicles in the carriers, and next set of constraint defines the routing constraint for the carriers, and finally the last constraint says that a carrier can pick up or drop off their bikes if and only if a carrier is present in that station. Okay. So as I have mentioned, this previous MILP was very hard to solve, and it can only scale up to 20 station problems. So we have provided an decomposition approach to exploit the minimal dependency between the routing and the redeployment problem. So as I have mentioned, this routing problem consists of variable Z, and the redeployment consists of the variable Y. So you can see the first set of constraint only consider the redeployment variables, and the next set of constraint only consider the routing variables, and finally the last constraint is the main complicating or joint constraint that couple both the processes. So by using this dual decomposition approach, we relax this constraint, and by introducing some price variable, and in each iteration we are updating those price variables, or we are penalizing the slaves by using those price variables such that the relaxed constraint can be satisfied. But even from the solution of these slaves, we can calculate the dual solution, but this dual solution might not be a feasible solution. So to extract the feasible solution, we take the routing solution, which is always a feasible solution, and we put that solution into the global MIP to find an feasible solution. So by this way, this decomposition approach provides a strong upper and lower bound for us. But unfortunately, even after applying this decomposition approach, we can only this problem can be solved with only 60 station problems. So we provide the next set of key idea is that we provide an abstraction approach where we cluster the nearby base stations by using some kind of by using some kind of clustering approach, and we consider each abstract station as a single base station, and we apply our LDD or decomposition approach on that clustered problem, and we find the solution for the abstract problem. Now once we have the solution for the abstract problem, from that abstract problem we retrieve back the solution for the base station level problems by solving some sort of linear optimization problem as well. But I'm not going in details of those optimization problem, but it's very easy. So finally we can summarize this whole approach by this slide. So first a given input DRRP, we can convert it into the abstract DRRP, and from that abstract DRRP we can solve that abstract DRRP by using this dual decomposition approach. Once we have that solution for the abstract DRRP, from that we can calculate, we first calculate the, or we first retrieve the redeployment policy for each base stations, and once we have the redeployment policy for the base station, we can calculate the routing strategy for individual abstract stations. Okay, so let me come to the experimental results. So we have done our experiments on two real-world bike-sharing company. One is Capital Bike Share, which has 305 stations, and the another is the Hubway dataset, which has 95 stations. And we have considered a 30-minute of decision approach or time step, and we have used a k-means clustering approach to cluster the base stations, and finally we have used a training data set to obtain our strategy, and we evaluate our strategy on the testing data set. So the first figure shows the duality gap between this between the primal and the dual solution. So this duality gap shows the error between the error in the decomposition approach. So that means if the duality gaps become 0, then we are able to get an optimal solution. But this figure shows that the duality gap is only less than 1% for the 20 station synthetic problem, which means that we are able to get a 99% of the optimal solution. And for the real world data, this duality gap was even less. It was less than 0.5%. The next figure shows the runtime, the comparison result for the runtime between the global MIP and this decomposition approach. So you can see that the global MIP can scale only up to 20 station problems, but our LDT based approach can solve the 50 station problem easily within 1 hour. So next set of result is on the Capital Bike Share data set. So we have compared this approach with the static redeployment approach, that means the redeployment done at the end of the day, and we are able to increase the revenue of the system by on an average by 3%, and we are able to reduce the loss demand up to 33% for this real world data set. The next set of results shows the synthetic analysis of our policy. That means we evaluate our policy on the different set of demand scenarios, and even with that different set of demand, we can see that our policy always provides better result than the static redeployment approach. The final set of result is on the second real world data set, that is Hubway. In case of Hubway, we are able to increase the revenue by 5%, where we are able to reduce the loss demand by 60% on average. And the last result, in the last result, we show the correlation between the served demand and the actual demand. So, so in this figure, it is better if all the points lies in the line of identity. But in the first figure, without this redeployment, we can see that there is a lot of points that lies very far from the line of identity. But if we apply our redeployment approach, we can see that almost all the points are very near to the line of identity. So we are able to better match the supply and demands. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that this dynamic redeployment problem in shared transportation system is an important and very challenging large-scale problem with relevance to many popular cities. And our approach based on the decomposition and abstraction approach was able to reduce the loss demand over 20% on both the real-world dataset, which is a major improvement over the current practice. Thank you.